Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Trojan Black community.
Here we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Kenyan lawyer and activist Patrick Lodge Otieno Lumamba says political leaders in Africa are thieves who are being controlled and manipulated by the Western powers, and I couldn't agree more. Check out this video and let us come back and have a short discussion.
Chinua Achebe said it very well. The problem of Africa is simply and squarely one of political leadership. The rank of many political leaders in Africa are thieves. Let's call them by their name. They are thieves. They are individuals who are not interested in the interest of this country. And as long as we continue electing such individuals into positions of power across Africa, they are going to be manipulated. What then is the responsibility of the citizenry? The responsibility of the citizenry is to make demands. The chairman here, I hope he has received the several letters that I have written to him. I've written several letters to his organization talking about the role of the African Union in peacemaking. I wrote to the chairman only last week about the situation in Sudan, saying we must solve our own problems. And I want to see a crusading African Union, so that it's not the Americans and the Saudi Arabians who are summoning them to Jeddah.
Africa's biggest mistake was putting leaders that fought for the revolution of this continent in power, because now they feel like they are entitled to lead Africa because they bled for it. They feel like we owed them for the sacrifices they took to free this continent. And the Western powers used that greed to their advantage. We elected power-hungry, greedy thieves who had no interest of transforming this continent to greater heights. But instead, they had a personal interest they needed to fulfill. They had a personal vendetta against the people they fought for. Leaders like Mobutu Sese Seko, the former president of the DRC, set us back. He is responsible for the murders of Pan-African leaders who wanted to truly liberate Africa. Leaders like Patrick Lumamba, who died trying to save Africa. Mobutu, backed by the CIA, overthrew Patrick's government in a violent manner. And when he rose to power in 1965, he unalived thousands of Pan-African people who tried to save the DRC from his dictatorships. He didn't care about his people. He didn't care whether his people were poor, they were in the trenches of famine. All he cared about is enriching himself, putting his family in high political positions to ensure that his dictatorship remained a legacy. He had mansions all over the world. He had 20 wives and countless concubines. The CIA and the Western powers leached of the greed and are still leeching of the greed of the African leaders. That's how they have access to so much of our continent's economy, tapping into its unlimited wealth because they bought our leaders. After Mobutu died, he left hundreds of millions in Europe, and Europe is refusing to bring that money back to the DRC. Imagine, after Mobutu died, his mansions in the DRC crumbled. Today, it looks like the ruins of the Roman Empire. This is a sad reality we are facing as a continent. These leaders, these African leaders, they enrich themselves so much that when they die, they leave nothing but ruins. They leave no legacy for the African people or the younger generation to continue with their legacy. Leaders like Frederick Chiruba of Zambia, Daniel Arap Moi of Kenya, Sania Bacha of Nigeria, it's the same story. They all died, leaving nothing but ruins. They've contributed nothing to the economy of Africa. It is proven with leaders like Ibrahim Traore and Mamoudi Doumbouya and Gaddafi that if indeed we had leaders that had our best interests at heart, Africa would have been far. We would have been far after colonization. We would have been striving. The economy would have been booming. Leaders like Captain Ibrahim Traore are the reason, or is proof enough that such leaders will take us to greater heights. Such leaders with innovative thinking will take us to greater heights. Such leaders that care for the interests of its people will empower them and move this continent to greater heights. Leaders like Ramaphosa, they are going to set us back because they are enjoying the charity money these European Union are giving them. They are leeching every cent that these European Unions are giving them. These European Unions, they know what they're doing. They're benefiting, they're pocketing from leeching. They are leeching from the greed of these African leaders. And we are there in line voting for them every election year instead of opening our eyes and starting a revolutionary something so that we can raise this continent. Protesting against such leaders. But hey, this is where we are today. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.